Friends, foes, and fiends, prepare to behold a tale of violent efficiency, a D&D game hosted every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, featuring Angie as Tira, a powerful drow barbarian with a war to wage, Ashley as Delisimir, a fledgling succubus bard whose headstrong accident left her siren heritage in ashes, Brandon as Ardul, a socially awkward streetwise magic savant, Brian as Keska, a Goliath cleric of Selune with a calming, composed demeanor that hides the heart of a warrior, Jeff as Lazarus, a vampire fighter with missing memories and an interesting obsession with the obsessions of others, Rosie as Fauna, an elven beast heart whose gentle and hearty personality strongly contrasts that of her owl care bear companion, Nyla, and finally, Brad, our game master and storyteller.
So it's gonna want.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, buddy.
Brad, I see you in the chat. Hello. As
Hello.
you can see, we've done some renovating to the stream here for tonight only.
No, we rented a hall. That's what we did.
Is that what we did?
We rented a hall. It's like the VFW. We rented a fucking hall because we had a family reunion, all right?
So, Brad says we probably need to update the Delisimir intro to include Idala. So, Moonlight,
Just gonna have
finally something to chill and watch. Yes, we have some Q&A tonight,
Yes.
but first, we gotta wait for everyone else. So like always, we're going to sit here and waffle on and talk and chat.
Yeah.
I'm joined...
Welcome to inside behind the gamer's screen.
Yep, behind the screen, a D&T Q&A about A Tale of Violent Efficiency. So, I'm joined this evening already by Brad and Angie. So,
hello.
You're sitting
Sorry,
at Gordon
who?
Ramsay's eating right now. You'll join later. Oh, you're so... Oh, go eat. Enjoy it for me, please.
And who am I? Who am I?
Brian.
You said Brad.
I said Brad.
No, you did say Brad, actually.
Yeah, you did say Brad. I
Okay.
am also a DM, but I am not Brad. I am not a professional DM. I'm an amateur DM. Even though I've been doing it for 20 years, this is not my profession.
You're so sick that this is the right thing that you want to see. Well, I'm glad you want to see it, Moonlight. I'm happy that you're here. So,
Yes. Excellent.
So-
Oh,
This is Peanut. She probably won't be with me the whole time.
I have a giant cat that's laying on the ground right now, and another one is probably running around like a freaking madman.
I don't have any pets. But
Aw.
Peanut is the bird that we always hear on stream. So, it's nice.
She doesn't like sitting on my shoulder. I have to hold her in my hand.
You know what you could do?
Little brother, thanks for the subscription for 6 months straight. Has it really been that long?
Probably.
Jeez.
Here's what you could do. Have you seen those, like, it's like a phone holder, but you put it around your neck, and it's used for if you're, like, laying down and stuff?
I've seen those. They're really uncomfortable.
There's ones that are really padded on the back. My wife's got one. They're really nice. And maybe it's a suggestion so you don't have to carry your bird around all the time.
I don't know. I think she likes the skin contact, to be honest.
I mean, that could easily be solved.
Brandon, hello, you're on stream.
Hi, Brandon.
Hello.
Hey, bud. How you doing?
All right, doing good. How you guys?
Doing good, doing good. Oh, face reveal. Hey.
What up, bud?
Hello.
Okay,
Oh,
now I
here.
gotta figure something out because I'm on the wrong camera.
Oh, that's not a problem. Here, we'll send you this. Brandon.
Brandon looks spiffy.
Yes, Brandon, the most dapper out of all of us right now.
Oh, that is so
He's not
cool.
afraid to show the background of his house.
Yes.
That is so cool. He's got rockets in the background.
Yes.
And is that the executor behind you?
Yes, it is. Oh, yes.
Nice.
The executor, what looks like an X-wing. I'm totally
That's a
examining
Moonlander. That's That's a
the Millennium Falcon.
No, that's a Vendor, and that's a Republic capital ship.
Which one? Where?
The one on your right, the far right. Not the far right. Middle. That one.
Wait. The gray one?
No, that's the Ventador. Yeah, no, that one right there. Yes.
That is the Tantive 4.
Yeah, that's one of the Republic capital ships.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a capital ship.
Yeah, but I
It's
mean,
a little tiny thing.
well, I mean, okay, fine. I would consider it a frigate. Then frigate.
I think that's actually what they call it. Yeah, I think they actually call it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like Republic never had other than like one capital ship, and that's about it. Because
my little brother says that it's the CR-90 Corvette. And
There you go.
there we go.
Trust him.
So it's a Corvette.
I trust him because
And Google.
yeah, he's a freaking. His whole thing is Star Wars. That's his whole thing. That is his special interest.
Oh, fantastic.
So
For me, it's Spider-Man. I have multiple posters, multiple comics, multiple card games, fucking paraphernalia, everything, including a signed copy of the first thing of Hobgoblin signed by Stan Lee. So, and I got that a month after he died from my wife for a 12-year anniversary present. And I cried.
Tantive 4 was
Yeah.
Leia's ship. Bearcat, hello. I haven't seen your name in my chat in a long time. Where have you been? Everybody's coming out of the woodwork today.
Fantastic.
Yay! Welcome.
Yes, welcome indeed. We're gonna roll the intro another time at the top of the hour, like always, just to keep with tradition.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Nice.
We're waiting on everybody else to join.
This is going to be an interesting. I have been, yeah, as I've been telling Angie recently, Brandon, like, my entire brain is thinking to myself, oh fuck, I don't know what I'm going to do because I know for a fact that Calypso wants one thing and one thing only, and it's like, what's the reasoning?
Bearcat says, I'm not big on Dungeons and Dragons. Buddy, I hate to break it to you, but this is just gonna be more Dungeons and Dragons today. Like,
Pretty much.
I hate to
yeah.
break it to you. We're gonna talk about other things, but we'll be, like, actually engaging with chat and stuff, and,
Yeah.
you know...
Just a quick warning for everybody. In case I suddenly disappear, thunderstorms are rolling through my neighborhood, so...
Oh,
Understood.
fun. Fantastic. Oh.
And being in the wonderful, wonderful Republic of California, electricity's never a sure thing.
Yeah, especially on there.
I do want to say, just for the record, that a lot of these people that we play with every week, I personally have not seen their faces. I've seen Brian's, and I've seen Angie's, and I think I've seen Brad's face like one time.
I think I've seen everybody's.
I have not seen everyone else's face. So
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen
This is
Jeff.
on his profile
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, Jeff's face is on his profile picture, but I've never seen Jeff on camera or Rosie. So.
yeah. So that was fun.
Yep. It's just been an interesting time. So how was your week, Brandon?
What?
How was your week?
It's a nightmare. The nightmare
Yeah.
continues.
Fantastic.
Well, I have some
Ugh.
good news.
What's that?
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the people in my chat have already heard all this already, but they're work. So I'm looking at going to third shift at work, and for those of you that don't know, I'm a security officer for Gardaworld, a contractor for Amazon. So, and they're looking at putting me on third shift supervisor and well, there's the beans training me for supervisor.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, that's fantastic. It's good stuff.
I'm excited for it. I hope they actually pull
It's
through with
Rosie.
it. It's Rosie. Oh yes.
I will be joining you guys on video in just a second.
You don't have
Fantastic.
to, but
Oh, no. I did makeup. I have to.
ooh, damn, she put in more work than I did. Okay.
Well, I look mom tired, so yeah.
Most of my look tends to be, well, no one's going to actually see me today. So,
I actually shaved.
wow.
God damn. Okay. All I did was throw on a nice shirt. God damn.
I just shaved. That's all I did. My shit. I just don't want to look like a neckbeard. That's all it.
I'm in my pajama bottoms still.
Oh, I saw your thing on Discord where you said let you know if they're on mobile. I am on mobile.
Yeah, I decided to just go ahead and mitigate it, which is why you can connect to this channel.
Okie
Oh,
dokie.
Perfecto.
Yeah.
It just makes things easier. Oh, excuse me.
But what time is it? It is almost time. You know what?
Almost time.
It's almost time. We just
Yeah.
need Jeff. We
We
need
just
Jeff.
need Jeff. This
We
man
gotta
is
wait.
always on time.
Wait for Jeff, and then we'll do the intro again to keep with tradition.
Yes.
So, how was your week, Brian?
Well, I had a tie rod blow on my engine.
Oh boy.
So yeah, that was fun. So, and it cracked and it hairline fractured the engine block. So that happened 3 days ago. And they wanted $7,500 to replace the engine. And I was like, no, it's a $2,700 car. I'm not spending three times as much as what it's worth in order for me to get it replaced. So no, can't do that. And they were like, well, we could take it off your hands and scrap it for about $100 because we got so many cars that are getting scrapped and everything like that right now. I'm like, fuck that. So I went over to Car City and I was like, honey, we gotta lease something now. We have to. And I'm like, all right, so if we're gonna lease it, let's at least get something nice. So I got myself a 2013 Ford Edge SEL with all the bells and whistles and Bluetooth and touchscreen and the fact that it literally has park assist, which I've never had in my life, but I will be using when I'm in Chicago.
Ooh.
So I was very impressed. For 15 grand, I'm like, okay. And
Your
it's got,
car.
like,
Hold on. You got all the bells and whistles for 15 grand.
yeah, 15 grand.
Get the
And actually, it
fuck
was
out of here.
And then they took the car that was not running. This is non-operable car. It would not start. It would not turn over. It would not start. They took it, gave me $1,000 for it, and went, here, we're gonna pay everything to get it title transferred, everything like that, including first month's payment. Done.
Wow, that was super nice.
Which I was like, you're fucking sold on that point. And they were super nice. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'll go to Car City from now on because I thought it was a meme. Because it's kind of a meme over here. It's like, oh, hey, Car City. And it's like, all right, sure. Let's see what this is all about. Let's see what other bells and whistles they want to freaking throw on there. Nope. They're like, hey, do you want for an extra $20 a month to literally go for 27 months out that if anything happens to your car, up to a certain like deductible, we'll pay for it, and you can go to any car dealership to get it done? And I'm like,
Wow.
sure, yeah, okay.
Very
I'm paying $500. I'm paying like $560 a month, but I have something that I really enjoy that has no problems. And by the way, here is a really good set of advice. When you are test driving your car, take it to AutoZone.
Yeah.
What?
Take it to AutoZone and ask for a code reader that you could plug into the car. Plug it into the car. It takes a minute. Start it, and then let it run. Then it'll say codes have been analyzed. They'll bring it back in, and they will tell you exactly what codes show up.
Wow. That makes sense. I never would have thought of that.
And that's free. They will do it for free.
Bearcat says, congrats on the new role, learn schedules and reducing overtime, and you will move up quick. I'm assuming that's to my thing.
Probably you.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's to you.
But Jeff is here.
Jeff is here.
What's up?
Jeff is here.
What's up?
It's 8
What's up,
o'clock.
nerd?
You know what that means? It's time for the intro.
Except for the intro.
It's time for the intro. We're gonna roll the intro, and then we'll be right back, folks. Friends, foes, and fiends, prepare to
As
behold
terrified
a
as
tale
I
of
am
violent
for next week.
efficiency, a D&D game hosted every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, featuring Angie as Tira, a powerful drow barbarian with a war to wage, Ashley as Delisamir, a fledgling succubus bard whose headstrong accident left her siren heritage in ashes, Brandon as Ardul, a socially awkward streetwise magic savant, Brian as Keska, a Goliath cleric of Selune with a calming, composed demeanor that hides the heart of a warrior, Jeff as Lazarus, a vampire fighter with missing memories and an interesting obsession with the obsessions of others, Rosie as Fauna, an elven beast heart whose gentle and hearty personality strongly contrasts that of her owl care bear companion, Nyla, and finally, Brad, our game master and storyteller. All right. Well, that's the intro, everyone.
Yes.
And we have Rosie's camera on. I see a ceiling fan. There she is.
It's Rosie.
It's Rosie.
Oh my goodness.
So,
She's like,
Jeff,
where's
welcome.
Yeah, I'm gonna give me 1 minute. I think I got my camera working. I'm gonna hop back in. Give me 1 second.
Ooh,
Alright, but
man. It's gonna be a party in here. Oh my goodness.
oh my goodness.
I'm so excited for this. So I'm gonna wait for Jeff to get back, and then we'll start with like bios and stuff. Anyone in chat, if you have any questions at all, doesn't matter what they are, how silly you may think they are, today is the day to ask them. So ask away. We already have a list of some questions prepared. Hey, it's Jeff.
Hey.
What up, bud? Bud.
Good to see y'all.
Alright. I was not expecting that many tattoos. Okay, I like it.
All right.
Got the arms, my
Oh,
legs.
you got a whole sleeve.
My legs done. My ribs are done. Yep.
Jeff does not look like the kind of person I would think would play D&D.
I
Jeff
feel
is
like
pers-
you don't have
Jeff
car
is
trouble.
personal trainer levels of like handsomeness.
Yes.
I did.
Car trouble is
yeah.
why I've never gotten any tattoos. I always end up needing the money for something
Yeah.
else.
It's expensive.
okay.
I have a whole like sleeve for the leg that I designed out with my tattoo artist and just ran out of money. It's just too expensive. I was like, just hang on to the
Yeah.
stencil for me. Like we drew out the whole thing. It looks amazing, and I was like, just please hang on to that. I'll come back
Just-
for it eventually.
Just Sharpie it. Sharpie
yeah,
it.
There you
that's
go.
what I'm saying, yeah.
Like, I
Yeah,
had
good
this
stuff.
tattoo for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
So, time to get down to business.
I like that this is just one big eclectic group of people that you would never expect at any point, and then you look at it and go, huh, okay, all right. Interesting.
Good group.
Yes. So, we got Rosie, Jeff. Past Jeff, we have Brandon. And then on the bottom, we got Brian and Angie. So, and of course, I am your host, Ashley. We're missing our DM, Brad. He is in Las Vegas this week. So
Yes, he is.
At the Gordon Ramsay restaurant.
He is sitting in
so
that
good,
restaurant
guys.
right now, sitting there
Eating
right
like
now, eating God knows what
Probably the
kind of good
Best
food.
hamburger of his life.
Probably steak or something.
So,
No, it was the burger place.
Oh, it's the burger place. Even
Oh.
better.
In Planet Hollywood.
Oh, nice.
I ate from there. It was so good.
Fantastic.
This is my emotional support parrot.
Oh, it's my bean.
Herb.
so,
She's very lovey.
It is.
I'll start this off. Some things about me I kind of already went into. I work at an Amazon as a security guard. That's my work. I play video games for fun. Listen to these nerds argue back and forth during a D&D game every week. It's great. I love my life. Dulasimir. How did I come up with Dulasimir again? I think it was just a reflection
Dulcimer.
of me.
Well,
Oh, yeah, that's
Dulcimer-
right.
You evolved it from
Yeah.
Dulcimer.
So,
Yeah.
I was like, I want to play a bard, and I decided that I wanted to play a siren bard, and that the musical instrument would be a dulcimer. And from there, I was like, well, what if sirens had this culture that they chose their name when they turned 18 or came of age or whatever? I was like, all right, well, she really likes the dulcimer. Let's make a name on dulcimer. And I was like, Dulcimer? No, Dulcimir. And that's how it came about. So, Angie.
Okay. Hi, I'm Angie. I've been playing D&D longer than Ashley has been alive.
Wow.
The
How long
baby
am
of
I?
the group.
How long have I
started
been
with
alive?
Second edition.
Second edition.
I'm not
So
telling
longer
you how
than
long
you.
I've been-
No,
Yeah,
how long have I been alive? That's the real question.
Oh. 20. Do you really want to announce that on the stream?
Yep.
Okay, you're 24.
Yes, I am 24. Just had my birthday
Okay.
like last week.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Started with that second edition and had Sacco, and my bird just abandoned me for my husband, who I met at a Vampire the Masquerade LARP. He was the prince, and I was just a scheming Tremere trying to destroy him. Yeah, I have 2 kids also, and a lot of pets. I have my bird, who my husband is stealing her affection, but 4 guinea pigs and a dog who never shows up in pictures because he never holds still.
Ooh. So, first question of the night. Lazarus backstory.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Lazarus!
Oh, boy.
Oh my god!
Does he
It's a
even know
shit
it?
show.
Are we
Um,
gonna actually get the unabridged version, or just the version that?
Are we
Yeah,
gonna finish introductions before we do
Yeah.
before we start answering, or?
Okay.
Let's
so
do that.
yeah. So I mean, you're already kind of called out right now, Jeff. So by all
Yep.
means.
Let's do it. I'm Jeff. I was working in behavioral health for like 10 years and have since moved on to like HR. I don't know. People bitch and moan and then they come to my office. That's basically the long and short.
Is that what I do in your
Lazarus.
private messages as well?
No, trust me, I would much rather talk to you because it's the shit that comes out of these people's mouths just like blows my mind. So Lazarus, I chose the name after the Lazarus pit, right? He died and he came back, so that was very thematic. I picked that on purpose. Durendal is it's a famous sword of the paladin Roland, right? He died. The last thing on the battlefield that was left unscathed was his sword. So came up with a cool name. I know everything up to a point for Lazarus. And then as you all can probably tell, I give Brad free reign for fuckery when it comes to my character, which I really enjoy. I don't know how much I can say because we haven't even got to it yet. I feel like Lazarus has been through it and we haven't even touched on his backstory really yet at all. Like we've touched on pieces of it. His wife is still out there. I think he started to talk a little bit about remembering things and not being super happy with what he remembered. But yeah, it's a lot more complicated than I think it appears on the surface for such a crazy character. I had no intention of playing this character. I was gonna play a different character, which was gonna be Angie's cousin, and was gonna be much more mellow, a family man, and that went out the window last minute, like everything else.
Yeah.
That was when you snuck that on us, we were just like, oh yeah, that'll be really great. You'll be kind of like Bronn of Blackwater, which you could be a little charismatic but not super charismatic. You'll throw a little quip every now and again and be like, it's all good. Hello, Bean.
No, I planned it, went through the whole thing with Brad, and then right before our like one shot, I was like, hey Brad, I'm not gonna do any of that anymore. So like we came up with like all this stuff for the character. Oh, this is what we're gonna do. It's gonna be all this crazy stuff. And I was like, that's cool. And then I said, yeah, I changed my mind. I want to be a crazy vampire instead. But yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
Brandon, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Let's see, about myself. I'm an aerospace engineer. And yeah, do lots of cool things in the world of space. Outside of that, I mean, Ardwell is. I always do the most boring backstory possible, which is still pretty involved, but you know, apparently it's not enough for.
I mean, Arl was like a decently generic backstory, but it was really like kind of moving and very non-melodramatic when it really came down to it, when he got back to his parents and stuff. So it was good reasoning of why he was out there doing things. It's like, okay, yeah, just trying to be a really good wizard and being a swordsman and everything like that, and trying to not only impress his family but also keep up with what's going on with his, like, all of this family traditions and stuff, which is very good. And then like we're exploring that in the next campaign for and I'm running on Mondays, and that's pretty fucking cool, not gonna lie.
So Tess says, I love space to Brandon.
Yes, space.
So
Excellent.
how did you get into being a space engineer, basically?
That is a very, very long story, which we do not have time for here. We'll just suffice it to say my education is mechanical engineering. I actually started off in the auto industry, building capital equipment for the auto industry. Ended up in IT because I apparently knew something about computers, and an HR guy found out that I knew something about computers, and next thing I know, I'm doing IT work. And then I'm still not sure exactly how I got into the aerospace bit, but I was just like, I want to be an astronaut when I grow up, and I'm getting kind of grown up, and I'm not being an astronaut yet, so I better do something about that.
Yeah.
I saw Rosie's voice actor for Nyla there, so
Yes.
She gets very excited when she sees that I do anything over video, and she insists that she needs to be part of it. So she might kind of pop up every now and then.
Excellent.
as long
Yeah,
as
my
you're
kids would
okay
be
with it, I'm
photobombing
okay
all
with
over the
it.
place.
Oh yeah.
I'm good.
So cute kids though, for sure.
Yes.
My
I mean, on
oldest
that,
would love to get to know Brandon, I think.
yeah. I mean, honestly, if you want to take it away, Rosie, I'll take the anchor.
Oh, my turn?
Yeah, your
Yes, your
turn.
Go
turn.
ahead.
Oh. Hi, yeah. I'm Rosie. I'm 29, and I'm a mom of one, the one that just came over here. Little about myself. I'm basically a nerd. Um, I love anime. I love mangas. God, I can never say that word right. Uh, Music is everything. I am also, um, I've had MS for 15 years, so live with that. And I'm a I'm a freaking warrior. I was about to curse, and I was like, wait, I don't know if that's okay. um,
You can
yeah,
curse. This is
I guess.
an adult show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was worried my kid was gonna come back, but yeah. Uh, I've been playing D&D for a year now, and I kind of got to be part of this group by fate. What? Say hi. All right. Come on, someone wants to say hi again. Come on. Say hi. Hi. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I hear it. Now you go play.
I
It's okay.
want to hear it.
Okay, I can't go play. Oh my gosh. I will talk about Fawn in a second. Go ahead and take.
All right, Brian, take it over.
Okay. Well, I'm Brian. I'm 37. I've been playing and DMing D&D for about 20 years. Ever since 3.5 ever first came out. And I did like Vampire the Masquerade. I've done tabletop. I've done Warhammer. I've done Warhammer 40K. I've done a bunch of different tabletop and regular non-tabletop RPGs and stuff like that. Big gig gamer. Usually play fighting games as well as a bunch of stuff on VR chat. Currently, I work for the Postal Service as part of maintenance custodials. So usually I'm cleaning equipment and everything like that. I'm making about $20 an hour, which ain't that bad for a government job. So I'll take it.
I need your job.
I mean, it's not super difficult. It's just that I work 60 hours a week, so I'm exhausted all the day. I get into work at 4 a.m. So, ugh. But I've been married for 15 years to my wife, who I met in the military with me, and she was on the same boat as me. And I have one kid who's 14 right now, and she's at her friend's house, so she's having a fun time over there. But,
Nice.
well, I've played 2 characters now because my first one died. The idea for Karask was first part of the name is for Ku, as in Kuma, and then Urask is a I believe I found it. It's a type of like Maori, like guttural, like cry yell, and I was like, that's kind of cool. Let's put those together. I like that, and I like that a lot. I
All
really Oh, go.
Sorry. I want to acknowledge this real quick, and then we can go back to it. Cosmic Happiness is a new chatter. They just said hello.
Hello.
And as for your question, what is a tale of violent efficiency? Stick around. That'll be the first question that we answer. So.
But essentially, it's D&D.
Yes, it is. It is a D&D campaign, and we will be more than happy to tell you about it. But first, we'll finish.
Fauna. We should do Fauna first because I started when she was dealing with kiddos.
Yes, finish Fauna.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'll finish a little bit about myself now that I can. yeah, avid gamer, avid reader, and I do I record audiobooks as a little side thing to bring in money and everything, and that's probably the best thing ever
That's awesome.
as someone that reads a lot. But so when it came to Fauna, I believe the Beastheart stuff had just come out at that time when we were figuring out what we were going to play, and I knew without a doubt I had to play one. So yeah, I went into trying to figure out. I had an option with a kobold character and then Fauna, and
Yeah.
I really liked Fauna being able to like play this really soft character in comparison to the previous one I played with you guys.
Yeah.
And a lot of the
The
inspiration.
I'm gonna steal everything at every moment.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, let's play some poker.
Yeah, let's play poker. I'm not using loaded dice. Come on now, trust me.
I'm
Poker
not
doesn't
cheating.
use
I would
dice.
never cheat.
No, never. No.
All
But
right.
I
Yeah,
don't know
a
how that
lot
aced
of-
out my sleeve.
a lot of the inspiration though for how I wanted to play her did come from like Fantastic Beasts and seeing the way that he handled creatures. I was like, that's what I want to do for Fauna. I want her to be fully into trying to catch these creatures and becoming one with them and being like she's just one of them. But yeah, that was my full intention going into it. I know that I had kind of wanted to incorporate like naturey stuff for her as well, but I kind of ended up phasing that out because I wanted to focus more on the creature stuff. So yeah, that was basically it for her.
Brian, do you want to give us a little quick blurb about Keska, and then we'll go into the questions?
Oh, not Karask?
I thought you finished Karask. My bad.
Oh no, I didn't. So, Karask started out because of the fact that he was part of the school on his own quest to be able to actually graduate. Family or part of his family and an entire clan got killed by him, mistakenly due to the fact of him being influenced by these fungi. And then sacrifices himself because his family finds him and murders him, because of the fact that justice is kind of dealt a heavy blow in that point. Thus, he was originally a Circle of the Moon druid, Circle of Stars druid, and was a bear folk. So I really liked him a lot. He was the big papa bear of the group. But now I am playing Keska, a female Goliath that is the Order of the Twilight cleric. And I like her a lot because she is very straightforward. Goliaths are kind of like that, and I like that a lot about her. I got the idea from one of my other buddies who is currently playing a Goliath that I've been friends with for about 20 years. And he's a Circle of Wildfire druid that's also Goliath. And I'm like, all right, let's see what I can do about putting some of those parallels together. And it's like, I like her at least being a little more grounded and straightforward towards solving situations.
All
So-
right. So, couple of questions. What is a tale of violent efficiency? Well, allow me to tell you. A Tale of Violent Efficiency is the second campaign in a series of campaigns that this group has seen. It is the first campaign that I have seen as a newer player. I say newer player as in new player to the group. These 5 were already playing well before I knew any of them. And if it were not for Brian, I would not have met any of them. So, big thanks to that. But, Tale of a Violent Efficiency is about 6 characters. Delisamir, Fauna, Arduel, Lazarus, Tira, and now Keska. It used to be Karask, which Brian was just talking about. trying to figure out initially what happened to the Nightstone, but now we're trying to stop the giants of the world from going to war.
Yep, and bring back the ordning.
Yep. We are trying to bring balance to the world. It's amazing how many Star Wars references there have been in this campaign unintentionally. Go ahead, Angie.
Yeah.
I think that my bosses also want the Nightstone. I think. Not totally sure, but
Allegedly.
they might.
So, I have a few questions from Brad for everyone, and what I'm gonna do is that we're gonna start at the top and go to the bottom. So we'll go Brandon, Jeff, me, Brian, Angie,
Rosie.
Yes. So, the first question from Brad, our dungeon master, is what is your favorite NPC? And I'm going to tack on there, why? So, Brandon.
Have to make me go first. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, Ardwell's favorite NPC is probably Tira's grandfather.
I like him a lot too.
Me personally, I don't know. They've been good. Brad does a pretty good job with NPCs, so yeah.
So, why is Ardwell's favorite NPC Tira's grandfather?
I think it's just the he's a wizard. One of the few in Bregendarth that actually paid attention to Ardwell and gives him some respect, and
Cool.
basically made him family. So yeah.
Jeff, what is your favorite NPC of this campaign and why?
Calypso, because I'm a chaos gremlin, and that's what Calypso is. It allows Brad
You
to just
fucking say it.
fuck
God
with us.
damn.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just this lifeline anytime we need it, and it's always gonna come with a consequence. And I fucking love it. I love it so much. I love the temptation. I love the chaos of it. Yeah, for sure. And it's just like he does such a great job with the character overall. Like just all of the nuance. Like it's a very distinct character with a very distinct personality. Yeah, I love it. Hands down, Calypso for sure.
Well, personally, I would have to say that my favorite NPC thus far has actually been the Duchess. I was really impressed with the amount of work that went into her, and the big reveal when we found out like who the Duchess was like really cool. For those of you that are new here, don't know, the Duchess put a bounty on Fauna and her owl Care Bear companion, Nyla. And I just thought it was really cool. It also helps that the character art that was picked for her was really hot. So
Yeah, smoking.
You guys want like a little secret? Like halfway through this campaign, Brad messaged me about adding in all of that for Fauna. And as he was telling me, I was like, I need you to fully explain what you're saying is going to happen because I need to know what's going on in that brilliant DM brain of yours. So he went on to explain, and I was just like, that sounds really cool. Yes, let's do that. So if he hadn't come up with that, we wouldn't have had that whole plot line. And his wife actually chose the art for her as well because we wanted her to be awesome.
There was also, I'll give you guys another one. There was also supposed to be a special guest that was going to show up at that party, but because we fucking
but because somebody froze
didn't
the
show
party
up.
out.
somebody,
I'm sorry. Not sorry.
I had no
I did
idea.
what a barbarian does.
no, it was good. I had no idea. Brad told me after because I was reaching out to him about stuff and talking to Brian.
Oh
about
man,
more
it was gonna be your
shenanigans.
wife.
She was gonna show up. She was gonna make an appearance, and he was like,
I would have been.
I felt so bad for her. He was like, I had this whole party planned for you guys, and I'm like,
Oh.
yep.
Delisomir is still upset about that. Brian.
Efficient, violent.
I was doing what a barbarian does.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Brian, what is your favorite NPC and why?
I honestly like George Reynolds.
George is good.
Yeah, I see
really
that.
like George Reynolds. I always enjoy a charismatic cowboy character, even if he has knives. But I mean, any of you have ever seen the newest one with oh God, I remember who it is. But there's a particular character in there that's Korean, but he's supposed to be Japanese, but he's actually Korean. It's Sung Woo Han, and he uses knives, like throwing knives, in like a showdown. I'm like, that's sick. I'm sorry. I love George Reynolds. I love him because he's like the anti-Jeff, because of the fact that he's actually doing it for money and not because he just wants to cause chaos.
We got a showdown. I don't give a shit. That is
know.
on the list of my things. George and I are gonna have a rematch for sure.
Well,
yeah, definitely.
We do have the Chase for the Fire Giants coming on, and we already know that George Reynolds is gonna be going to the Fire Giants after that stolen gin.
But his motivations are now only on that and not about the money. Because how is he going to get paid?
Exactly.
For Nyla now?
Mm-hmm.
Can't. Who's going to pay him? Nobody.
We might.
There's still a bounty out for Fauna, though, that wasn't placed by the Duchess, so that is like a whole other arc there.
Really?
True, yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
There was two separate bounties.
That's right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that too.
Huh.
Yep.
I was about to say maybe we'll team up with George Reynolds, but after hearing this, I don't
doubt
know.
that.
So
Still him and not my boyfriend.
and
I'm trying to get a.
I am really
tic-tac-toe.
torn between three. What was that?
I want a tic-tac-toe of killing rogues in this campaign. I'm going to start with Laertes. George is up next. I'm going to ask Brad for one more.
Oh my god.
So I'm really torn between three. Well, I was gonna mention Calypso, not for the same reasons as Jeff, but because I really like this seductive, figuring out what everybody wants and how to tempt them. I really love that, the way he does that. I also really like Tira's grandfather. Like, I think Brad does a great job of playing that character pretty much the way I hoped he would be, even better than I was hoping. And I'm gonna have to give a shout out to Laertes. He's unloved, but he is such a dork pretending to be cool, and that is what I love. He is an absolute dork, I am telling you. And I love that.
He's a good character. He is, for sure. He's a great character.
So I realized that I missed one very important shout out. Now, if Rosie doesn't do it for me, I've got one more. So Rosie.
What for favorite NPC?
Yes. What is your favorite NPC?
I too have I've been going between three. So Nyla, of course.
I don't think
The
that's
star
an
of the
NPC.
show.
I consider her almost a PC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like a pseudo PC.
Yeah, but then also I've really liked Lazarus's wife. She's a boss bitch that knows what the fuck she wants and how she feels.
The
So
She's a
evil
bad
wife.
bitch. Let's say it. She's a bad bitch for sure.
yeah,
She's the definition of the song "Cold as Ice."
yes, yeah, her and then Laertes as well.
Alright. There's one very, very important person that we have forgotten to mention, and honestly, I think that he might actually be my favorite. Professor Zephyros.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Forgot about
around
him.
so much that
Yeah.
like I forgot about him. He's so eccentric and like
You remember when I bitched at him and Brad had me roll intimidate and hope I don't get too high? That was a scary moment for me.
I don't remember that because it did not affect me.
It could have been bad for me, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. The professor's a good
I-
character
yeah.
too.
I just like that Fauna actually got a hit on him, and like it literally has been something that has never been addressed since then. It's like it didn't
Mhm.
happen, but she got to hit him, and she's never hit someone before. So yeah,
Good stuff.
So, question from me. Out of all of the scenes in the entire campaign, all of them, whether it's between us and an NPC, us as party members, or between two NPCs somehow, I don't think we've had that happen yet, but what has been your favorite scene interaction? Brandon.
too many good ones. Too many good ones. I still remember when we first met Delusimir.
Do you want to go
Um,
over that for us?
So, well, the part I remember is I was checking some dead bodies of goblins, and Delusimir comes down and starts flirting with Ardwell. And
Yeah.
Ardwell just like
I was
no clue what to
quick to
do.
that.
Like, what the heck?
Deer in headlights.
So the whole
I was like,
scene,
this is Ardwill. He's single.
the whole
Yes.
scene for context. This was at the beginning of the campaign when the party was still getting together, and the town of Nightstone had been attacked, and Dulisimir was trapped under some rubble. And I think it was Karask that actually ended up freeing her from that rubble.
Yeah, I did.
But she climbs to the top of the rubble and starts playing a song, and it's like all sunlit and everything, and somebody, I forget who, I think it was Angie, I think it was Tira, who pointed out, hey, Ardwell is single. Look, it's a pretty lady floating down from the sky. And I believe what was actually said, and I could be wrong on this, was Ardwell said, I really like your scales, or something like that. Because Delismere has really shiny red scales, which you can actually see in some of the character art right there on the background of Angie's camera. But Delismere responded with, my scales aren't the only thing that I'm going to make shimmer. So,
Yes.
but enough of that. Jeff, what was your favorite?
Oh man, like Brandon said, there's been so many good ones. I think two jump out to me immediately. The first being in our first dungeon crawl when Lisimir died to the succubus. That whole scene of wishing and coming back and just a shit show of what was happening. Like that was like maybe 5 minutes, but it was so quick that it intense that it felt much longer. It was so tense. I was like, she's coming back. Is she dead? Because Brian spotting like, no, that means instant death. She does not come back. Like there was a lot of layers to it that I think we went through really quick because
Yeah.
it was such a tense moment. It was great. That was a fantastic moment. And then, Brad leaving us on the fucking cliffhanger of Laertes in my room. I'm like, oh, it's about to fucking go down. How are you gonna end it now? I've like gone over that moment so many times, and every time I think, I'm like, okay, I think this is how Lazarus is gonna react. I'm like, I'm gonna get in there, and I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck happens, anyways.
Yeah.
but that was so. When he described the letter coming in, I was like 50 it's Laertes or my wife has come into the tower and this is going to get real bad. And I'm like, neither of these outcomes are good. But what was funny too was about that moment when I said, like, when Delisimir described going up the stairs, I was like, oh, wouldn't I run into her? Because I said I was going down the stairs, and Brad was like, no. I'm like, that is clearly steering me somewhere, and I'm afraid. Like, my spider senses were tingling. I'm like, uh-oh, he's got something in store for me, and this is not good news. And then, of course, Laertes. So that moment and then Delisimir surviving were two of my favorite moments so far, for sure.
I want to take a break real quick. I'm going to get to my answer for the question, and I'm not stalling because I haven't thought of an answer. But there were people that were promised additional lore.
Ah.
Yes. And we will get to that after everyone finishes this question. So,
Okay.
there was additional lore that's coming from the Backstage Roleplay channel. So, but my favorite character interaction. I actually really enjoyed when Tira and Delisimir were fighting each other in the frozen woods. And like they had that like anime-esque moment where one side was all fire and the other side was all ice, and it was just the intensity was so strong. I loved it. I will say, however, that of the scenes that made me feel the most, the one that Jeff was just talking about with the succubus, where Delisimir died in the dungeon, has to be the most intense scene that I have been through. I actually had a panic attack on stream. And I've said this before, like, I had a full-blown attack on stream. I did not know it was coming. It was awesome.
Yeah, like, you look it up and it's like succubus, and then it's like reduces hit points by the amount of damage taken. It's like, nah, yeah, she dead.
she dead, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
that's what happens.
Brian, it's your turn.
It is my turn. I think that the most poignant scene that really portrayed what I was trying to get across with Karask was when Fauna was trying to run away. When Fauna was trying to run away, because she didn't want her to become a burden on other people. And for Karask, that really hit home for him, because that's what he's been doing for the last 3 years. He's been running away so that way he is not a burden on his family. Because if he's found, all of this work that he would have done is for nothing. And none of his family members would have been able to reunite. The clans wouldn't have been able to reunite. And all of this work that he would have been done would have been shit if he would have just turned himself in. So that time where he literally is chasing Fauna throughout the streets as like an Irish wolfhound as she's running around as a cat. And then
funny.
I used 2 wild shapes literally in that time. It was like bang, bang. And then I go up to a cat. She tries running up a tree. I'm like, no, I'm right here. Come on now. But the biggest part was the fact that like, I really made a good point to try to roleplay Karask as someone who is like, you're doing shit wrong because I've done shit wrong. And so by imparting wisdom on people based on Karask's experiences, I really think that was a really important moment for Fauna and as well as Karask, as almost like a father-daughter kind of pseudo relationship. And I really, really felt like really important. That was a really important part in the entire story.
Angie.
Okay. There are a few of them. I want a quick mention of how Ardwil knows how to get Tira to do stuff by saying she's scared. I love that because, like, I've jokingly compared her to Marty McFly in that way. Do not call her chicken. But I think for my favorite, it's when Dulisimir had a body to clear out in her room and dragged me in there, and then Laertes showed up, and then like Dulisimir came back with Lazarus, and he's like, "Here's the job. Just read this paper, and you'll understand everything." And then just erase.
And
Son of a
everyone
bitch has
completely
it coming.
everyone completely forgets that Karask is downstairs and has mold earth, and he could have easily solved this problem.
We solved it
Yeah,
Mostly.
of course.
temporarily.
Eats his food. All right. Okay.
Rosie.
One of my favorite moments was, of course, when she tried to run away, partially because it failed so fantastically in the beginning. I had been messaging Brad during that whole thing, trying to figure out. I had it all mapped out in my head, and then she fails getting that. She fails with the window. No.
Sorry. Once you broke that window, Karask was up.
At me and all that. The pixie dust.
Yeah.
Please set out.
I was
Wonder what's going on over there.
I was determined. And then I literally had another one in my brain, and it just completely wiped out. Oh man, what was it?
Was it when Lazarus found out about you and then you confessed everything and then hugged a completely different person?
That was great.
That's pretty good.
That was
I feel
great.
like I just got called out because I'm realizing some of my favorite moments were moments that just.
That Fauna was just a complete and total bitch.
That was amazing. That was so
Aw.
funny. It was so funny to me. I was like, damn. Rough. That was just an indicator of what was going to happen. Lazarus has got a rough road ahead of him. It was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Oh,
That was so funny.
I remember now. When we were in the bar and they were all trying to get Ardwell like a hookup, and then it turned into trying to get Fauna one, and she literally just went to the first house to be with the animals. That is
Yeah.
Fair.
Do you want to
That
lay
was
in the
pretty good
hay?
one.
Yes! I would love to lay in the hay! And then proceeds to cuddle a Potbelly pig.
Yeah.
Oh my
Her
goodness.
line of just, oh, I have animals at home. Okay, let's go.
Look, new animals.
I have a kitty at home. Really? Where?
Yep.
Alright. Little brother, Arkin asks a question. We will get to it after the lore, because I promised people lore. So, but he asks thoughts on what will happen after the Giants arc. We'll get to that. So, Angie, Rosie, and I believe Brandon.
Okay, let me get in there.
If you guys
So-
wouldn't mind, you don't have to reread the whole thing, but like,
Oh boy.
go over what happened in between sessions last week,
Okay.
or not last
So-
week. This
Yeah.
this week.
This last week.
So, yeah, my peanut came back to me. So Tira decided she needed to go talk to Fauna. She tried to see if she could get Fauna out of Brigandier, because it definitely did not seem like it was going to work for her. So Tira went to her room and said, I'm sorry, Fauna. I shouldn't have asked you to join. I realize it's a problem for you now. I tried to see if I could get you out, and I can't. I fucked up. I kind of continued on and about how important that had been to me. That really I was sorry about having her involved in it, but I also let her know that I had hoped that we would be sisters because of her and Ardwell, and I see him as a brother. And besides him and my grandfather, they're the people I love most in the world. Lazarus is a good, maybe third.
Does that-
And that was how I opened before Fauna responded. Am I just summarizing? I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, are we summarizing or are we role playing it?
Just, well, you can roleplay it out if you want to.
What do you think, Angie?
We have a lot here, so
Yeah.
Well, then, if there's a lot, just sum it up.
okay, let's say the two of us talked and kind of hugged it out, and then Ardwell showed up, and maybe from there we could. What do you think?
Well, I was gonna say like Fauna pretty much went on to tell her that like her actions since being turned into a were-tiger have not been the smartest because she's got a million emotions and they're all heightened. So she went on to explain that to her and apologized.
We both apologized to each other.
Brandon, you were starting to say something?
I was gonna say when Brandon came in and he immediately apologized to Fauna for the whole last mission. Like he was not comfortable with it, not comfortable with the plan.
Hey, what's that?
And laid out all of the very pragmatic reasons why he thought that Reagan Dareth is going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that, as a matter of fact, he mentioned it to some people, and now he has to go talk to Jarlaxle in person.
Yeah. Then I got to the more important stuff, which was obviously that I'm interested in two men. I'm being not sarcastic, but facetious here, I guess.
And Ardwell being the socially
Hold
clueless
on.
person.
Hold on, guys. Rosa, can you mute for a little bit, please?
Yes, that's what I was about to do.
Yeah. All right. Yes. So I said I was into two men, and she tried not to admit to either of them because it's wrong to have feelings for Lazarus when he's devoted to his wife, and Laertes has mentioned that it's very dangerous if people find out about him. So I was just like, so this one guy's unavailable, so I went after this other guy who turns out is probably not that available either. So I went back to the first guy, and we're just friends, and it turns out the second guy is more available than I thought. Yay! I feel a little weird about all this. And then they gradually deduced that I was talking about Lazarus and Laertes. And I think I got advice from you two. I can't remember what it was.
I know at one point, Delismere was mentioned.
Yes, Fauna confessed about that letter that she and Delismere wrote to Laertes, and I was like, what the fuck? But also, he didn't even mention anything. I just saw him, and, he wouldn't kiss me, which was weird, but he didn't say anything, so I don't know what's going on there. And Fauna apologized.
Brandon?
So Brandon's advice on the two guys situation.
Ardwell's advice?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Ardwell's advice, not Brandon's advice. Ardwell's advice was, yeah, you gotta do something a little more mental here, and just do the list down all the goods and the bads, and kind of make sure that you're falling in love with the person, not the sex. Other than that,
yeah. And she did weigh it out, and she does like both of them. She's best friends with Lazarus, but there's a number of things that make him less than ideal. On top of being married, there's the fact that he is undead. Laertes does not seem to have any of these drawbacks going for him, and she does sincerely like him too. He's way less of a problem. I am sorry, Lazarus.
Probably.
That's a great. Yeah, he doesn't have those problems right now, as we're speaking. Who knows?
Oh.
He's probably nowhere near as big of a problem as Delisimir is about to be when Tira finally gets a hold of her.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know that I'm have anything bad planned for Delisimir. I don't think I do. Well, she does have a what the fuck that she will want to hear.
Alright. Little Brother asks thoughts on what will happen after the Giants arc. If you want the honest answer,
Probably the end of the campaign.
probably, yeah, the end of the campaign.
Probably.
Because that's the whole thing about Storm King's Thunder is we're trying to get to the Storm Giants to be able to go ahead and stop the ordning from being broken. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole crux, is because all the Giants are kind of vying for that position right now. And yeah.
That being said, it has been confirmed that the end of this campaign will not be the end of the adventure.
You mean the group?
The group, yes.
Yeah. Brad will keep running games as long as we're willing to keep paying him, he has said.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I don't see myself wanting to stop doing that.
Yeah. And the nice thing is currently I am running a Monday game with this band of misfits over here, all as pirates and whatever have you.
Arr.
I say whatever have you because Niccolo is not a pirate, he's a privateer.
I'm just a druid.
You are just a druid, but you...
We will
I don't think
slowly
we have
become
anybody who's actually a
pirates.
pirate yet. Yeah, I don't think anybody's actually a pirate yet.
Aneska's
know.
definitely not.
Yeah, Aneska's getting close though.
Vanya is the closest one. And then right after that is Hathaway. And Vanya is only a pirate by proxy.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
I will
hired
be
by
a
a
pirate.
pirate.
Briar will be a pirate if that's what it takes to rescue Tourmaline.
I am... So, to give you all perspective for this Monday game, a majority of these people all have ties to someone in the first campaign, where it was everyone except for Ashley's character that was in that first campaign. And
But Ashley has ties.
yeah,
I have
but
ties
Ashley
now.
does have ties.
Yeah.
She does have ties now. So Niccolo is tied to Hathaway, and Hathaway is kind of tied into other things that are currently going on in both Faerun and the Margrave, which is also part of what's known as Midgard. So those of you who don't know, Midgard and Faerun are two separate places. You could set up Faerun in different... You could set up Saltmarsh in different places, but for continuity's sake, and by the way, this all is canon now, the Black Griffin Trading Company is now the official transit post in Saltmarsh if you want to be in either Faerun or Midgard.
So, Little Brother asks, we already know what Brian's secondary character is. What is everyone else's secondary? That's a tough one to answer because I think I'm probably the only one here that doesn't have a backup character.
Should get a backup
Actually,
character.
do not have a backup character. But if Ardwell should die, I will probably bring in Velrith, who is from Ardwell's background, and is a... I don't know what yet, but definitely a member of the Brigandarth, and was had taken Ardwell in when Ardwell was just a little street urchin. So
that would
Death.
work out quite well.
Yeah, my backup was going to be Hathaway, which we're playing on Monday now.
Yeah.
So now the Braun character.
Yeah, so I'm actually like, that's why I had to ask what the timeline was so I could figure out like who could be my backup. I have an idea. I gotta talk to Brad about it though. I don't know how it would fit. You guys know me. It's gonna be a shit show. That's all I can say.
God, we
Not
know that
exactly
about you
sure.
so fucking well.
Yeah. It was gonna be Hathaway. I would have. I love our Monday group, and it would have also been super funny to see Hathaway mixed with this crew of hyper-violent people too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
So you're saying your alignment's going to be chaotic.
Just chaotic, yeah. Can I just drop off the good or the evil or awful? It doesn't need to be anything. He's just chaotic for sure.
That's chaotic neutral.
Yeah, that's. I try. I want him to be chaotic good, but the more I plan it out, I'm just like, that's just not.
Hathaway or Lazarus? Definitely a
Hathaway-
no on Lazarus.
Lazarus, I think I would like to see him get there, but he's most certainly not there. Hathaway is much more chaotic good, I would say, than Lazarus. Yeah, Hathaway reminds me a lot of Boric from the first campaign, where like he's kind of mischievous, he's kind of up to no good, but like he does genuinely mean well. But it's also like, I will admit, a backup for this campaign of Violent Efficiency is it's really hard to think of someone who can gel with this group. This is a very particular group that has grown really tight as we've gone on, and that's why it works. But I'm like, I don't know who would be able to fit with this group, to be honest.
Yeah, I had that problem coming up with Keska because I was like, there needs to be a rock in this group. Otherwise, we are a ship sailing into the horizon of chaos.
Well, and so like, it's so funny. One of the ideas I thought of, I was like, oh, maybe I'll come up with someone who's like helps to ground the group, like Keska. And then like we had our shit show with the whole thing with the bear folk, and I was like, I don't want anything to do with that. Nope.
After that thing with the bear folk, like my backup character would not have worked in this group now, because that was Nyx, my goblin paladin of redemption who worshipped Ilmater. Lawful good, soft-hearted little thing that did not want to. She would go great with Fauna, but nobody else. Absolutely nobody else. So I do have another one that I will play in something, damn it. This is a celebrity adventurer, scion background, wealthy daughter of a heroic paladin, who's kind of like a drunken loser. But she's also a demigod sorcerer of a god with the life domain, so she can be a healer, and she's also going to be a melee character. And my hope with that one is for her to just find a way to give a shit about something and learn to actually care about other people. That's my secondary character, which if Tira survives in this whole game, I will bring that other one in.
Yeah. And I think the idea for the next campaign is there was going to be like a combo between you and me.
Nyx was possibly going to be paired off with one of your characters.
Yeah, and my backup character was going to be Keska, but if it's this kind of case and dies again, then it's I would be playing a hobgoblin cleric of the Forge named Navas, and he is essentially the squire to Nyx, which would be Angie's character because she saved his life. And Nyx would have 3 of Navas's old cohorts that were part of his goblin raiding band as part of her entourage. So someone who would feed her, clothe her, and man the cart.
He had pictures for all of them, and they're so cute.
And the female of the group has the fucking hots for her all the time because she's also a goblin. And it's just like, no one else gets to clothe her except for Grick. And it's like, oh my god, that's so fucking hilarious.
Rosie.
So, when it comes to backup character... Oh, hold on.
Alright. How's everybody feeling right now?
Pretty good.
I can do mine now. So, when we were originally coming up with characters, like I said, I had 2 characters. So, if I wanted to, I could bring in that second character that I made, which was another beast heart. But like I said, it's a kobold, and she's got a dinosaur companion. So it would have just been this little lizard, like fully bonded with a dinosaur, and she is violent. She's very, very violent. But
Yeah.
so there was
Raptor
that
Rider
option.
Kobolds, yeah. So
And then
good.
I do also have like a backup character that happens to be a vampire. It's actually one that we've all talked about. I made that character and I was like, I'm gonna play her at some point.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Wait, did you make
the
Lazarus?
really-
Is Lazarus' wife your backup character?
Yeah, that's what I was
No.
just about to ask. It's like, wait a minute,
Unless-
she's not an NPC?
No, I'm like, unless Brad would kill
Oh,
off
it
Fauna
needs
and
to
I bought
fucking
that
happen
character,
now.
Let's not kill off Fauna. But I could see him throwing in some fuckery like that. That's Brad for us.
So no.
Really funny.
Yeah.
Alright,
I don't have a whole lot for her.
so, our next question from Brad, I think we've kind of already answered, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. What is our favorite surprise or twist? Brandon.
Fauna being wanted has been my favorite twist so far.
That was really good.
We'll go
I think
backwards this time. We'll go backwards this time. Rosie started it off, so.
Okay. Honestly, it was what happened to Dillasimir, which we kind of got into. I just loved that. Oh, I'm alone. I can't let you into my bedroom. You might murder me. We can murder you out here. And you're like, you out. And I'm like, fine, I'll leave. And then you go and get murdered. But it turned out to be amazing. I loved what happened there. How you became a succubus. That was awesome.
Brian?
I don't know. That Fauna part is pretty fucking good. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's not many things can top that where it's like, oh no, she's wanted, but Nyla's wanted for 3 times as much. Like, I'm sorry, what?
Finding out that she's an owl Care Bear too was
Oh, that's
I
fucking
love that
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I would have to say that my favorite twist was the one that I helped make. Was when Idala came back instead of Dillasimir. So that was a load of fun. Jeff?
It's not. Well, I mean, it was a twist to me, but it's not a twist in like the traditional sense. The fight at the party was a clusterfuck. I don't know how we survived. That was a twist in itself. I really thought, like, when Brad said, "Hey, look, if enough of you die, we're just gonna scrap it," I was like, "Oh, we fucked up." Like, he is sitting there going, like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to start from scratch with these guys." Just the whole leading up, that whole session ending, and I was like, the whole next week, I was like, I really don't know how we're supposed to turn this around and survive from this point because we keep getting knocked down. We're all spread out. Yeah, it's not like a twist, like a surprise, but like the fact that we managed to pull that out and all with this same group of people was phenomenal. That was a twist in itself. I was like on my phone looking at the Monsters of the Multiverse, like, oh, these look cool. Maybe I'll just play one of these because I was like, there's no fucking way we're gonna do that. That was
the other thing, the Toma Heroes just came out too. You're like, oh wow, there's so much new stuff.
Brad was like,
In the decades. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've never caused a total party kill by my own actions ever. And I thought I just had finally fucked that up. But nope. I still have not ever caused that.
It was It made sense. There was a bunch of core books that came out, had cool options. I was like, well, at least I get to do something cool, I guess. I just was like I said, I was for sure I thought we were gonna lose a handful of us. But no, here we all are. Look at that.
You
Surprise.
guys, you know what I just noticed we forgot? The whole reason we were in this chat to begin with was Craig, the bear bot.
Oh,
Oh
yep.
no.
I forgot Craig.
Oh,
Oh no!
It's
That's
But
fine.
okay.
it'll still be on Twitch for a little while, right?
It'll be on Twitch for a little while. It'll be on YouTube as well. So,
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
still recorded.
Yeah.
yes. Brandon.
And Brandon,
All right. Jeez, favorite twist. So many of them. Yeah, I mean, just the whole Fauna arc has been a huge twist. From the seeing the well, I guess Ardwell didn't actually see the first Wanted poster, but did pick up on what was going on there, and then that whole arc was just a huge twist there. Yeah, Nyla being wanted more than Fauna too is okay.
All right. Our last. No, second to last. I'm sorry. What is your favorite combat or action taken in combat? This is one I'm gonna have to think about for a minute here.
I'm
Oh.
really thinking a lot about it because now that we're into the Giants, I've suddenly realized that I cannot play the wizard that I wanted to play. Because Giants are huge, and
Yeah.
all of my area of effect spells are basically the size of one giant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got mine if you want me to just throw it out there.
Go for it.
First time that I casted Aura of Destruction, and I was like, Angie, fucking go! And she crit for like 68 damage in one hit. No, in 2 hits. In 2 hits, she crit for 68 damage. And I was like, this spell is busted. I love it. But yeah, that's my favorite. Like, I love playing a support character that can literally just look at a character and just go. Have a fun time. Enjoy.
I'm trying to remember what it was. It happened relatively recently, since Keska joined the party, I'm pretty sure. But there was a combat that we had that... No, it was with, I want to say it was Chief Ghoul.
Chief Goo?
Chief Ghoul.
Yeah.
The party, the masquerade.
Yeah.
I want to say it was that combat where had Dulisimir not cast Silvery Barbs, Brandon wouldn't have gotten the kill.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I want to say that was it. That was my favorite moment. I was like, wait. Is it too late? Is it too late for Silvery Barbs? And Brandon just comes in, kills Chief Ghoul, and that's my favorite.
That was nice. That was very nice.
Yeah, that was well done.
Very good.
Silvery Barbs is broken, by the way.
Is
Such a good
it?
spell,
it
yeah.
is. I've read things saying that that's one spell that should be banned.
Yeah. Oh, of course, there's a lot of
It's a
other
little
things.
overpowered.
Yeah.
The more you know.
I think
Rose,
that. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask Rosie the question again. That was all.
I can't remember which battle it was, but I remember it was a battle that, like, afterwards, like, Tira was complaining that she hadn't gotten to kill anything, and there's like, oh, well, you're over here killing people right and left. I'm like, no, it's not me, it's Nyla. But
Yeah.
I can't remember when that was. I think we
kind of
were in a
remember
dungeon
it.
at the point.
Was it in the cavern?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it might have been with the dragon.
I think you must have memorized
Yeah, the dragon. That is
Yep.
what I was thinking of.
Yep. Good stuff.
Yeah, my kid's going crazy.
I
Yeah.
noticed.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
I think I have to go with the masquerade combat where everything went to hell. That was a very emotional combat for Tira, as like Lazarus got taken down in front of her, and then they kept hitting him while he was down. That was rough for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good
Trying to
one.
get over there as soon as I fucking could.
I think honestly, the cavern with the dragon was my favorite because we had went into it and we were like, okay, we're gonna kill it, and then we were like, okay, well, no, we're gonna try talking to it. Rosie was like, I want to talk to it, but then probably did the most damage to it in the long run, anyways. Like, which was just like, and then Tira was like on its back, flying around, and I was just running back and forth on because I couldn't go in the water. I was just running on the shoreline, like shooting at it. Like the whole thing was like, yeah,
Rast turned into a drowned bear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of mechanics to that fight that I thought were a lot of fun. That required us to like think outside the box. And then just Fauna being like, no, I want to talk to it. Also, poison, just like killing the shit
She
out of
wanted to talk to it, but Tira had said something that influenced her, where she was like, "Oh, it can kill a bunch of animals," and then she was like, "I don't think I can." And Delusimir
That
ends up
gave
talking
me an
to
extra
it.
experience point for saying that too.
That was good.
You did.
Yep. That was really good.
Brandon?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean the masquerade fight was incredible. Painful.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite moments from that fight was when you laid underneath Chief Ghoul and was shooting magic missiles out.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
I finally figured out what I had to do. But yeah, the dying twice bit was a little hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt completely useless in that entire fight because I didn't get a chance to use Gift of Luck. If I had, I would have probably succeeded. But because I was taken out of the fight, that means that was there was two extra giants that weren't actually in the original fight. And we were able to kind of single them out. So I guess it was a win?
It was a win, but at what cost?
That sleep spell, it helped us mostly.
Yeah.
It at least staggered the giants, so we didn't have to deal with them all at once.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that was kind of that point. And then like Ardwell afterwards, just like, you need to stick together. I'm like, yeah, I was. The only thing I was doing was checking to see what was going on. That's it. And then I went invisible to let the cages loose and try to get these motherfuckers out of the way. It wasn't the point where it's like, I'm going to take them all on. It's like, no, we need help.
It was just
and you didn't get help anyway. It was no, you got to get back to the group. This is Tactics 101. I'm a former soldier. You need to listen to me when I talk about Tactics 101.
It all happened so fast.
There was no plan. We spread out. We had no weapons. We were all over the place. Fauna kept trying to stabilize Lazarus, kept failing. Like it was a snowball effect of we made poor decisions. We now have to pay for those decisions.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fantastic combat. Brad did a great job with it for sure. It was tense. It was tense.
Yeah.
Not the last one we're gonna be in either.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
So, Once again, I want to remind everyone in the chat, this is a Q&A stream. If you have questions, doesn't matter how big or small it is, we're gonna try to answer it.
Yeah.
How's everybody feeling?
Pretty good.
On time.
I'm good. I do think that after we deal with the giants could be a good question about where we want to see our characters end up at the end. That we could possibly think about. And
Yeah.
I don't know for Tira. I definitely see her wanting to go back to be with her grandfather. I don't know that that's going to be with Lazarus. Sorry, shippers. I don't know. I'm not saying it's not, but I don't know. And I think Jeff doesn't even plan for Lazarus. As far as I can tell, you have no idea what he's going to do either.
I have an arc.
I think.
I mean, like, I have like a story I told Brad, like, hey, look, this. I have no plan of getting him from point A to point B. I honestly don't know what's gonna like. It's a great question. I don't know. It will highly depend on how next week goes. Like, I don't.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
See,
This is
ideally, you don't kill Laertes, and we get to explore that for a little while, and then maybe down the road things will change. But
We're
it's
gonna roll for
better if you
initiative.
don't kill him.
I can
Yeah.
make no promises. The initiative will be rolled.
It's also the same thing that I'm kind of in a conundrum as well, is because Keska has been given a task to bring harmony to the group, and bring balance. The problem is that she knows that Fauna made a wish and it literally caused her to change, and then Lazarus made a wish and it caused him to change, and he doesn't know about Tira because he's never seen Tira in her orc form. She's just always been in Dark Elf. And he is going to find out about Delismir and Adala, and I guarantee you he's going to dangle the carrot. The problem is that Goliath have especially Keska, has very little things that she actually considers as important things in her life, which are very important to her in the small amount that they are. And if it's one of them, Keska can never go home. She can never go back. And that's the worst part about it. And so for her, it's like, fine. If that happens, she will probably go out and be someone who is trying to be just like every other Goliath. Let's find another big thing to kill. Let's do it. Which I hope isn't the case, but if it does, I mean, she's willing to make a sacrifice if she's persuaded that it will benefit the group and will continue with her pilgrimage to bring balance. And if she does it, I don't know. That's the worst part. I have so many questions for Brad.
This last session has had so many cliffhangers in it that it's just... Oh my god. What's the no backseating mean? No backseating is a tag for Twitch. It means like don't tell me how to play the game. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me you should
rules
pick
lawyer
this character and use this spell.
Yeah.
Like Brad said, don't rule lawyer, etc.
Yeah, it's one of those things,
Brian.
especially for... Yeah, you said Brad again.
God damn it!
Yeah, to give you perspective, Leanna, it's a good example is like, orcs are only supposed to be from this area in Faerun, and it's like, fuck off, it's Brad's thing, shut up.
Everything is also on the same world in different continents.
Yeah.
And that is just a creative license thing here.
Yeah, exactly. So it's his responsibility for that kind of thing.
All right. Let's see here. Okay, cool. You understood. That's the important thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more question for Brad, and I kind of want to save it for if and when he shows up.
Ah.
I don't know.
Do any of you guys have questions?
I had been wondering if Jeff has secret plans, or if he just wings it every
Oh,
time.
come on now. No, he's
I think
always.
he wings it. That's my guess.
I could see it in Jeff's eyes. He's a man who has a plan that he never follows through with and will always change.
I've thought through how this is going to go a million times, and then I was just like, I mean, we all know what's going to happen. The minute I sit in front of this computer and start playing, it just goes.
Yeah.
Come on.
Here's the thing. All right.
This whole
This is
group
like a
goes that way.
this is a whiteboard. Okay.
I've had like 5 scenes I wanted to do with Fauna, and none of them happened at all.
Yeah. This is like
Yeah.
a whiteboard, and it's like, okay, so I've got a bibliography of all the things that I'm gonna do, but there's like this giant chalkboard over to the right. I'm gonna go with the chalkboard, but I'm gonna just use the bibliography stuff over here. That's that cool? That cool? All right, great. We're gonna do this.
All of my stuff is a frame of reference. All of it. I just think like, oh, maybe this will happen, or like I said, like I have an arc. There's people I want to get to. There's things that I think would be cool if it comes out, but like how I get there or if I get there. I mean, there was stuff. I mean, Brian knows now that he's DMing for me. There was stuff that happened in the first campaign that like I didn't get to, and I'm like, I'm just gonna keep weaving these things through. Eventually, we'll get to it, but like how things are gonna go with Laertes, I don't know. I have no fucking clue. I have no clue.
Zephyros interrupts and is like, no fighting in my tower, no bloodshed.
It's so funny. I thought
Banishes
about
both of you.
I was like, if the fight's bad enough, will people hear it? How will I react depending on who comes through the door? If it's Kira, if it's Delisimir, if it's anyone, like, what would he do? What would that person do? And I realized the more I think about it, I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna fucking wing it anyways. It doesn't matter.
All I
The
can think.
Shivers are going to be sad if like you kill Laertes. That's going to make it awfully hard for her to warm up to Lazarus again. I mean, she's going to be mad about that.
I literally my DM brain just neuron fired, and it's like, oh god, what if Brad Mad Maxes you and Laertes?
What do you mean?
2 men enter, 1 man leaves, and just banishes you both to the ethereal plane. Just banishes you both to the astral sea, and then both of you pop back, and one of you is dead.
The whole thing, like, I don't think
Oh man!
No,
Laertes
no.
can leave. He can disappear. He can do all of that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
he can do a lot of stuff.
Brad also like he's such a smart player when he when he does combat with us. Like I'm oftentimes I feel like trying to think a step or two ahead, and I realize I'm still behind Brad. When he turns it on, he whoops our ass. There's no doubt about it. That's why I made the joke. I'm like, I'm talking all this shit. It's gonna bite me in the ass because Laertes is gonna have some feat or some skill I didn't think about, and then I'm gonna get royally fucked by it. But like, see
Now, see, if you kill him and we can bring him back, it's him she's going to be mad at, not you.
I can bring him back. That's what I clarified with Brad too. I was like,
Yeah. Like, he'll be the one that she yells at. Like, how can you be that fucking stupid?
Yeah.
there's going to be a whole section on your pros and cons list where you said, well, Lazarus doesn't have a pulse and he eats people. I'm like, we can just write that in both sections if we want at the end of the
But I could also try to persuade him to make a wish.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. We got some wishes
All-
left.
All you would need
Which
to
would be to
do.
not be Lazarus's thrall, if that were to happen.
Oh,
man.
So we got a first time chat from a username I don't recognize. Cass loves cake. That
Hello,
says,
That's Brad's wife. Hi, baby.
Hi. Kat is the
That's my
person whose Facebook post I saw that got me to apply for Brad's game. So it's thanks to her that I'm
well, That explains why they're saying Brad's the best
Mom,
DM,
what's
but
your
I'm
wife?
biased. You're the wife. Aw.
She's very biased.
Ah. Hello.
Hello.
Right.
You need to tell
Hello.
Brad to join
Oh,
us
it's
because
fine.
we're down to
She's not
his
going.
last question. And anyone got recommendations on where to find people who are open to those who are new? Brian!
Oh, there's lots of them everywhere.
All right.
Roll20 has a lot.
Yeah.
You can find there's a group on Facebook called Dungeons and Dragons and Diversity, where you are guaranteed to find groups that are LGBTQ plus friendly, and so that might be something to look into. Because I mean, with Roll20, you don't necessarily know for sure who you're going to get.
Oh, he's getting that Evo badge. Oh.
What's an Evo badge?
What's the Evo badge?
The Evolution Fighting Game Tournament is happening soon, which is the
Oh.
largest fighting game tournament in the world, and it is held in Las Vegas every year.
So he's probably not going to make it.
Motherfucker's going to Evo. God damn him.
Yep, that's why he's in Vegas.
God, I have always wanted to go to Evo. Fuck. I love fighting games.
Brad,
You'll have to ask him about it
be
later.
Careful.
Please, Cassie, tell him to bring me something for swag. I will pay him. Please. I don't care. I have a fighting stick in my fucking closet right now, god damn it. I don't bring it out because I don't want my cat to eat it.
Cass says they go every year.
That's cool.
Please bring me something. Please, I will pay you. Please.
But to answer your question, Leanna, which I know who you are, but to answer your question, look at people in my Discord. I'm sure you'll find plenty of people that are willing to teach you how to play D&D. There's people on Reddit, there's people on Roll20,
D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond, yeah. So
Yep.
Just take a look at the forums.
Roll20 was how I found this group. Me and Hoffa, we'd only ever played 2 games. We made our wives play. It was just the 4 of us playing, and they said, "Please, could you find a group? We don't want to play anymore." So we found this amazing group. It all works out.
Yeah. And the best thing I could say, Leanna, coming from a bunch of people like myself, like Angie, like Jeff's played a little bit, and so has Rosie. But for myself, the older folks in this party chat, we can automatically tell you, not every game is going to be like ours, like where everybody's able to gel automatically. It's okay if you get into a group and there are people that you just don't gel with. It's okay. And if it's that case and you talk to your DM and things don't work out, don't disparage yourself. Go out and find another group. Go out and find another party.
Yes, don't be like me and suffer through the game just because it's the only one you found.
Yes.
This group almost fizzled out at the beginning. We had me and 2 other people. One guy was there for 2 sessions. The other guy was only there for the first session. Nas joined when the other guy died and swore he wasn't going to quit, but then he quit. And that's how we got Rosie and other people. So it wound up being good.
Yeah.
Brad had told me that like he ended up killing someone in their first session and they were like, "Nope, I'm done." So he needed new players to keep it at a good group number. And that's when he recruited Cass and I. And Cass played I think she played 1 session of it.
Yeah,
but I
played
played.
1 session.
My first session with the group was with Cass, yeah.
Yep. That was the truth.
Yeah, that's the one that I joined in.
I reached out to Brad on Roll20 and I was like, me and my bud are trying to play. Like, I had this group, it just sucked. The DM wasn't very good. And he was like just such a he replied like really quick and he was such a straight shooter. And he's like, "Look, it's a great group, great role play, but like there's a chance your character could die. How do you feel about that? And I was like, I like this guy. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Just put me in the game. You know, like that's not something I'm worried about. I got like 20 different ideas. We're gonna get through all of them eventually.
See, I was never told there was a chance my character would die. Was
What?
never told that.
Oh, there's always a chance.
When you think about
Oh,
it,
yeah,
you
always.
didn't.
No, I remember that's the other game where I definitely remember my first session in it. It was I came walking in. Arl came in on a branch of a treant, jumps off,
Yeah.
says thanks for the ride, and this tabaxi comes rolling out of a tavern and lands at my feet.
Yep.
Yep.
Fun stuff.
Alpha and I,
It was a
it
great
so
way.
funny. Alpha and I were talking, and he was like, I'm gonna play like a more serious like Vengeance Paladin and stuff, and I was like, hey, we're gonna do an odd couples thing, you know, like is that cool with you?
Yeah.
And then
That was
he was like,
perfect.
well, and he's funny.
Fucking
'cause,
hated
like,
him.
He was such a tough character, you know, and I was like, let's do odd couples, and then he was like, I don't know if you guys know that he's related to my wife. He's my wife's cousin, so he's my in-law, right? And he's from Brazil, just like my wife. And I told him, I was like, let's do odd couples, and he was like, I don't know what that is. And I was like, just follow my lead. You play like a really good stick in the mud. Just stick with that.
Oh yeah.
And I said, I'm gonna kind of hit on you sometimes, so I hope you're okay. Like,
I mean, if we want to, we could talk about the campaign 1 a little bit. That's not a problem if we need to fill some time in.
Cass says she's gonna call Brad to see if he can join.
Yay!
cool.
I would think Brad would want to know. our
Brad will be
answers
on
to this
in
question.
10 minutes or so.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Lana, Roll20 is free, so you guys can just download it.
Roll20.com.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
.net.
some of the games on
Roll20.net.
it are free.
Yep.
Some of the games are free, yeah.
Exactly.
And they actually have a
Um,
really good for most of the websites for finding other groups. I think Roll20 is one of the better ones for actually finding
Totally.
the group you want.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree.
That's where I
Um,
found our Curse of Strahd game that has also finally gotten a stable group of players, and we just had
Yeah.
such a hard time with that we kept trying to tempt Jeff into joining.
Yes.
We finally got Tess and Michael in, and they've been great.
Yep. They have been fantastic. Yeah.
Cass,
Rosie, Cass is proud of
says-
you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, babe.
Okay, also in one of the early sessions, I have to tell you this, Rosie, I don't remember which one, but I heard somebody say, you made my wife cry about you, and so I assumed that you had a wife for a long time. I didn't realize that was just how you and Cass interact. I just assumed you had a wife.
That's hilarious.
Oh no, it's okay. Her and I go out in public together, and people do think that we are married. We went to the splash pad here in town, and this one girl was asking about our relationship, and just and we're both just sitting there like, I'm rolling with it, and she just goes, "Oh no, that's my sister." I'm like, oh, you bitch, you just ruined the whole fun out of it.
I was actually surprised when I found out you weren't a lesbian, and
I'm bi. I'm still there.
I know, me too.
It's okay.
Viking.
But
Yeah.
she's gonna poop on my computer. She thinks she's being good by not pooping on me, but
Oh, you did give her a
going
ring.
to
that's
my
fine.
computer.
Oh, a Kinder Rogue? Oh no. Ugh.
Okay, I'm not hearing all of this.
No kinders.
No
No.
Kinders.
Yeah.
If you want
I
to be
don't
a
like
Kinder,
Kinder.
the closest thing you can be is a halfling right now, and that's fine because at least you can do it with a lucky feat and you're okay. But like Kinders are, blech.
I find Kender not very compatible with a serious storyline.
Yeah.
Most games are not gonna let you play Kinder. I'll
Yeah,
just put
because
that out
it's not even in 5th edition.
Yeah,
Don't know.
it was part of Dragonlance, which separated from regular D&D.
So
While ago.
Cass,
Yeah.
Cass has asked Brad's final question.
Yeah, which we were trying to wait for Brad.
Yeah, we were trying to wait for Brad, but the question is, what is something you would change about your current character if you could go back to character creation?
Yeah.
And to be honest, no, you're good, Cass. I'll go ahead and answer because I don't have an answer. I don't know.
I got one. I honestly think I should have made Keska a multi-class with a rune carver fighter. A rune knight fighter. Made her a Twilight Domain cleric mixed with a rune carver fighter. And that would have really cemented an understanding of like, oh my gosh, she knows all about giants. She knows all about the runes and everything like that. She's very deep rooted in her traditions and stuff. But she still has that air of wisdom about her. So I like that. And I mean, if I really wanted to, I could, because she has a high enough strength as well as constitution. So
Is your bird trying to hang upside down?
Yeah, she does that. She's a little monkey.
yes.
I think, like, stat-wise, Tira came out fantastic. Her lowest stats are 10s. She's pretty good at everything. Would have been nice to have better wisdom saving throws for some things, but I guess the only thing I might have done different is put some actual orc NPCs into her backstory,
Oh.
so that it feels more of a loss when she gave that up. Because I didn't really name any orc family or NPCs besides her late father. Okay, no, you can't eat my neck. She is also a vampire. So that's the only thing I kind of wish I had done differently.
All right.
Anybody else?
I don't.
You know, I don't think there's anything like in character creation specifically that I would have changed for Fauna. But as I said, I've kind of phased out the naturey aspect of her. So I kind of just wish that when I was making her, I didn't think of that one so much. I'd like just focusing on the animal aspect of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have changed anything either. I mean, so much of Lazarus, I just picked things that sounded cool. I mean, vampire,
I mean,
sure, this sounds cool. This sounds cool. You know, like I don't know, like I don't know if I would change anything. I think there's also still so much with him that we haven't got to, or I don't know if we'll get to, or whatever. That I don't think I'd want to change it. No, I think I would keep it all. And Brad let me switch class like midway anyway, so like.
Yeah, I was gonna say you did change Lazarus.
Yeah, I changed his class. Yeah, like I think class-wise, I would have started out as a blood hunter sooner, maybe. But like, I don't know. Even then, that whole thing with Calypso started the chain of him granting wishes. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, once we've got on this track of like, there's a pattern here. He's granting wishes. It's for a reason. Awidala wants to get other people to, like it's been like part of that whole thing. I don't know if I would change it. I think I would have left it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to know what's going on with Calypso.
Me too. Me too.
This guy especially.
Yeah. There is one change, and it's actually a change I had been thinking about, and I still don't know if I'd want to do it or not. Back when I was doing my character creation, I was like, am I going to start off with one level of rogue? Or not? Because I mean, I still have a lot of that, but I was like, expertise.
Yeah, and it makes sense for you.
And it fits with the backstory perfectly.
Yeah. I mean,
on the
expertise.
other hand, like, you know, it basically, if you're gonna play a wizard, you don't want any other classes messing that up because
Spell progression, yeah.
Yeah, true. But one level of rogue makes sense for at least that point for you to be able to survive situations that would require it,
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
you show.
I think
take-
unfortunately the real thing that I really would have wanted out of starting off with the rogue multi-class actually just totally kills the wizard progression would be to make it to 3rd level and be able to get the mage hand legerdemain.
Oh, yeah.
So, using the mage hand to pick pockets.
Yes. That would be good. That would be good stuff. Yeah, honestly, I could have honestly seen, even though I know that Ardwell is not exactly a trickster rogue, I could see him as a trickster rogue.
Agreed, yeah.
Yeah, in another life, I could see him as, if he decided to still go on with his path of being a pickpocket and being being a street rat urchin and trying to essentially make money on the streets as being a wizard, I could see him being a trickster rogue.
I was actually thinking of Arl's daughter being a possible trickster rogue.
Ah, yes.
We spent
There's
so
a-
much time on Monday talking about all these characters and stuff, and like Angie and I were writing letters. I had to go into the character creation thing that Brad has, like the test characters. And I built out Oryx kids. I'm like, now I want to fucking play one of these guys.
Backup
Yes.
character.
So,
Yeah, totally.
Cass asks, is there a twist or turn that Brad did in the game that shocked you that you were speechless? And I think this kind of falls
There
under
were.
the one
Yeah,
we answered
Fauna.
We
earlier.
kind of
Fauna.
talked about with Fauna and with Dulisimir in the beginning. Now, where are you going? Okay.
Lazarus' wife reaching out to you too threw me for a loop. I didn't expect
Oh,
that in
yeah.
the dream. That whole build up, I was like, what is happening? And then I was like, oh, fuck, that's a good one. That was a good one.
She still only told a few people about that, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
I never intended to tell Lazarus, but like you, sometimes with Tira, I just make spontaneous decisions.
Just gotta go with it.
I have to.
I am interested to see when the party will, because it's coming, when the party will confront Udala.
I still feel like my character is gonna want to save
it's
Dulisimir.
close.
I'm
It was this close, like this last game.
Well,
I think it still
well.
could be
Well, look who it is.
Brad.
Hey.
No.
I really thought,
Hear me?
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we
Yes.
I
can.
hear you.
I just got back to my hotel room after getting my badge and all that stuff set up.
I hate
Welcome
your
back.
guts, and I also envy you.
Are tieflings more
I-
accepted? Yes. Tieflings are widely accepted.
Yep.
We got two
They
on
are a
Monday.
product of not
I am
themselves.
incredibly lax about the races I let characters play.
Well, the reason they're asking is because they brought up kinders.
Yeah, and most of us seem to not like them. I am
I'm
not.
not even sure what that is, I'll be honest.
Oh.
They're the halfling-like characters from Dragonlance that can't control their thieving.
Yeah.
They're like children, like adult children all the time.
It's,
I don't mind the thieving stuff. I actually think that can be really fun if you come up with a system for it. But the just the culture and the personalities really bother me.
There's a character that my Scoutmaster played for a game that I was DMing way back when, based on another character from a book in the Forgotten Realms series, but it was like a halfling that was so like they were so used to stealing things that they do it without like realizing that they were doing it. Like You know how when you talk with your hands, you'll talk with your hands, and sometimes you'll pick up a thing or two. Like, I don't know, I'll pick up this cup, and he'll keep talking and talking and talking, and realize that he's stolen this cup.
My son does this. That's how he broke my headset.
I did this at a Mexican restaurant because I accidentally stole a spoon. So,
The truth comes out. You're a criminal.
I am a criminal. No. But Brad, welcome. It's a pleasure to see you.
Glad to be here.
Yes.
How's Vegas? How is the burger?
Oh, the burger is delicious. Best burger you ever had. It's so tender and juicy, you go to swallow it and it just slides right down you.
I swear that was the best hamburger I've ever had in my life from that place.
Yeah, I actually have had my Bluetooth in my ear this whole time. I've been walking up and down the strip listening to you guys.
Nice.
So you've heard our favorite
Nice.
NPCs and all of those things?
I
Yeah.
did. I was quite surprised by Ashley picking the Duchess as her favorite character.
Mm-hmm. Well, then there's Zephyros she'd forgotten
Yeah, I forgot about Zephyros.
Zephyros too. I suppose I should also do my introduction like you did. I'm Brad. I'm the Dungeon Master of the game. I played many, many characters. I'm 37. For the past 15 years, I have worked for a U.S. agency that has a 3-letter acronym that my friends like to tell me is my hobby that supports my actual career playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow.
And it supports your magic.
Yeah, that too, a little bit.
I could definitely tell now by the clean shaven beard and also the haircut.
I did it in the academy, and I decided this is nice. I don't have to like fiddle with my hair. I don't have to worry about any of it sticking up. Why haven't I done this sooner?
Cass
Good
says,
stuff.
"Are you sure you're 37?"
No.
I was
usually
gonna ask
asking
the
my
same
wife,
thing.
I'm sure.
I
stopped
listened
counting
to
that
them
a long
have
time
this
ago. I just asked
conversation.
my wife how old I am.
It's classified
Well.
information.
Well, this October 29th, I will be 37. I'm just calling myself 37 right now. Just because I'm like, it's a month fucking off.
Why
Say
are
kids
you ahead
off
of
on
everybody?
lawn.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
After 35, why would you want to count ahead? You want to go back.
Because it's
Yeah, you're not
closer
really
and
counting
it's.
towards anything. After 21, what are you counting towards? Nothing.
Yeah.
No,
Death.
25, at least you can rent a car. You need to be at least 25.
Yes.
I had meant to
I
find
had
a
car when I
vampire.
was 16. What did I care if I was renting one?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Very
I
cool.
don't have a character to talk about per se about what my decisions were in making them. I could talk about the
You have a lot
NPCs
of
that I
characters.
came up with. I have a lot of characters. Or I could talk about the player characters I've changed over the course of the campaign. For example, at a certain point, I believe we were still in the Snow City, which escapes my brain at the moment. Bryn Shander?
Bryn Shander.
Yeah, Bryn
Yeah.
Shander.
We're in Bryn Shander, and Jeff starts messaging me about, what happens if Lazarus dies? And like, do you think Lazarus is going to die? Because, I think that, something bad, Lazarus might die. And eventually I'm like, you keep throwing questions at me, Jeff. Like, you think Lazarus is going to die? Are you upset playing Lazarus all of a sudden? Gee, Brad, now that you mention it, I kind of am.
Just
Oh,
love.
that's-
I'm a drama queen. What can I say?
Brad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was when
You've
the
mentioned that he
discussion
keeps
came
trying to kill
about.
his friends.
Yeah, that's where the discussion came about. I said, well, what do you like? Do you not like Lazarus himself, or you just not liking your mechanics? And we said, well, I kind of don't like the mechanics. I said, look at the other subclasses. See if you see something you like. Tell me you want to change it. I'll take care of the rest.
Brad.
That's what happened with that.
Yeah.
Cass asks, "What's your favorite NPC?"
My favorite NPC it's a tough one for me to pick. I think I've done the most with Calypso. I think he's the one I've played the most. So I've had a lot of fun with that. I really enjoyed Zephyros's early segments just because I was able to be as off the wall. Him having the crystal balls when him and Lazarus are scrying, and like one of them breaks, and he just picks another one out from under the table, sets it back up there, and then Delismere goes to come in the room. He just hurls it across the room to shatter it. I'm not supposed to take those from the school.
I forgot about that.
It's like
That was
the
good.
it's like the scene in Loki where he's just like, those are the Infinity Stones, they're amazing, and there's a fucking drawer of them, and he's just like, oh yeah, we use them as
Yeah.
paperweights.
A whole drawer full of them, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You haven't watched
Damn.
Loki?
I haven't.
Loki is
I
good.
haven't seen it. No.
I
Loki's
love
great.
Loki.
Other than that, I really enjoyed what I got to do with Zin in a single session. I did
really
a lot
liked
of work
him.
with Zin.
He might be my favorite. I had a hard time deciding, but he's one of them for sure.
Yeah, if I'm going down the list of things, favorite interaction things we've done. I think my favorite as the DM was the dinner party. And
Mm-hmm.
I had very short cliff notes about certain ideas to do in the cliff party. The major ones being I knew I was going to feed Lazarus and Delismere. But aside from that, and it just kind of started like I'm just going around the table, and then like at a certain point, I realized this guy knows more about everybody than everybody else in the table does, and I can use this to start throwing some things out that are hidden, like Fauna's relationship with her parents. I can kind of allude to that. I can shine some light over here and there, kind of thing.
I liked how he started talking about all the stuff with Fauna. She just goes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Like where it just alluded to everybody's secrets. That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I also just really enjoyed that scene though as well, just because Fauna got like the full Cinderella moment with that really good role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot. Did you roll a nat 20 for that, or was it just really high? I don't remember.
I think it was just really, really high.
Yeah, it was really high.
It was really high. I remember Delismere was upset he did not have the spotlight for this dinner.
I was so mad. I was like, this is supposed to be my moment here.
This is my whole shtick, dressing up fancy, going out in front of everybody.
And you stole it. I was so mad.
And other character changes, when I had to on the fly figure out how to quote unquote save Delismere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
impressed.
I was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got messages. I had to talk to Ashley about that later and explain. No, I didn't plan that. I didn't set out to kill you.
No, you said you were originally gonna just charm Tira and have everybody have to fight her.
The succubus was actually in the module, and it says in her go-to plan is to charm the strongest person in the party and cause chaos that way. And as soon as he came in, Tira was not picking up on her vibe, and I was like, this ain't gonna work at all. But thank God, if you have a succubus and there's a in the party, you've always got an in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I got in trouble for refusing to go in the room alone with her. Like, I got in trouble with Delismere.
Yeah, and there were I think 3 rolls that ended up determining Delismere's fate. And any one of them had gone the other way, she wouldn't have died. If there was the one for her not to get charmed by the succubus, there was the one for Arl's familiar to try to sneak in with him. He would have seen what's going on, would have been able to save her probably. And obviously the last one was the attack roll,
Yeah.
which actually counts up to 4 because also the damage was also a big consideration on what happened to her. In terms of little bits of lore you'd like to know, I came up with a full plan for if Jeff did decide he didn't want to play Lazarus anymore back in Bryn Shander. It's not canon anymore, but if it had happened, I'll tell you what I would have done. If it had happened that Jeff decided he didn't want to play Lazarus anymore, Carmilla was going to show up. She was going to restore Lazarus's memories, and it was going to be an Angel and Angelus situation of Lazarus was actually a monster because he didn't have his memories. He was acting all fine, but he was actually
He
one
has
of the Lord's
alluded to
memories.
that. He's alluded to that when talking to Tira. Like,
He doesn't remember what he was. He simply sees scenes of violence right now.
yeah.
But yeah,
But that
that's
was
what we'd have done with that.
what
And
I
then Lazarus
inferred.
would have been a villain for the remainder of the campaign.
That was how good would
That
that
would
have
have
been?
at least I like wouldn't have had a Buffy moment with him because that show broke me, that season of Buffy with Angelus.
Just
Oh,
Second
Brad-
season.
it
Yeah.
Brad and I-
was romantic, and just destroyed me watching what happened after she slept with Angel.
Brad and I
so-
talked a little bit about it. I just want to say I would have loved to have seen him play Lazarus at some point. That would have been great.
Cass asks, who do you base your NPCs on in this game, like TV or movie characters that have helped inspire your NPCs?
There are various ones. Zephyros is just kind of like Merlin in The Sword and the Stone, the old Disney movie.
Yes, I
Yeah.
saw it coming.
It's kind of where I picked that one.
And you
Laertes?
convinced me not to have an owl.
Bats are
You already
cooler.
had an
Owls
owl.
are boring. Everybody has an owl. Come on.
Archimedes.
Think you had an owl last campaign too. Like pick something new.
Damn.
I like that.
You know,
Yeah.
this is only the second time I've played a wizard, and I've been playing since the original D&D.
It's true.
What were
They
you
are
about to
one of
say
the least
about
played
Laertes?
classes, but they're fucking amazing once you get a good one.
Well, my problem is actually I spent most of my time being permanent DM for
Oh yeah.
2.5 decades, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Laertes comes from where actually a lot of my bigger NPCs come from. I'm a big fan of Dimension 20 and Brendan Lee Mulligan, and I steal, quote unquote, steal from him whenever I can. Laertes is based on 2 characters in the 7. That
Really?
being, yeah, he's based on, there was the one rogue from the Society of Shadows that keeps talking to Penny. That's
Yeah.
where his whole shtick of sneaking into rooms comes from.
Yeah.
And the design I took from Preston, which was one of the love interest for Quiddy's character. I can't think of it. And
Yeah.
Tirebeat.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And it's kind of an amalgamation of those two.
Yeah.
Zind, it comes from various places. I very much love the trope of the wise old head of the family type person that comes in a lot of things. The quickest one I can think of off the top of my head is Jeremy Irons in crap, what's the name of the movie now? It's the one where she's like a witch and they're in Louisiana.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. I can't think of it either.
Yeah, I can't remember the title of it, but there's always like that certain scene. If anyone has seen the movie, it's hard because I can't remember the title of it. But there's a scene
I
where
don't
he's
think I
in.
did.
No, if my wife is still listening, she's probably putting it in chat.
Most likely.
It's like in Dark Shadows. No, it's not Dark Shadows. That was with Johnny Depp. I don't know. That'll come to me later. Anyway, there's a scene where the whole townsfolk are trying to get his niece kicked out of school, and he just kind of like walks into the whole place, all charm and swagger, and proceeds to run everybody down. And it's like, you kick my niece out, I'm gonna take that old building that I own. You know what I'm gonna do with it? I'm gonna turn it into a drug rehabilitation center. Won't that be nice? And it seems like that with those kind of characters that are always kind of at the top of their game and kind of in charge. I always like to play those kind of characters. And Zephyros also, out of these, big 4 NPCs we talk about, Zephyros is the only one that is actually native to the campaign module.
Really?
He's tweaked a bit because I altered his background so that he had a tie to Delismere. But other than that, he's the only one who's actually supposed to be in the module. And then last one of the big 4 was Calypso. Calypso, I took the design from Ruby. He's the spirit in the the whatchamacallit of creation.
I know what you're talking about. It.
Yeah, he's the spirit in the relic of creation. That's where I took his design from. But everything else about it was just, a genie and just a little bit of devil that wants to
Yeah,
make a deal.
I
kind
feel
of thing,
that devil fae kind of vibe that is really fun.
Mhm.
All
He was a
right.
lot of people's favorite when we talked about it.
How's everybody feeling? It looks like we're winding down.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's all right. Brad, you got my messages, right?
I think I did. I haven't had a chance to look at them yet. I think I saw the notification for them.
Okay, cool.
All right. I think we'll have time for probably one more question, and then we'll call it a night. And get everyone some sleep. So
Early session.
put your questions in the chat.
Do any of you six have a question for the DM that you've always wanted to ask, but I've never answered? Can't be that many. I'm a pretty open book with you guys.
I didn't expect you to be here, or I would have tried to think of one.
I mean, I don't like. I'm able to just ask you in person, like off the bat. So anytime I've had questions, that's when I'm doing that.
Possible romances between characters. I think the only one right now is Ardal and.
Well, there's a maybe like will they won't they thing going on also.
It's true.
with Lazarus and Tira. I don't think there are going to be any other ones between us.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fauna and Ardua.
I got a good question because this is a question that every DM gets at one point. What is one of the worst experiences you've ever had?
As a DM?
Yes.
Worst experiences I've ever had. I can't think of the worst experience I've ever had as a DM. I've had sessions that have just drained me completely, and I'm like, I'm like, this did not go over well, which happens sometimes. I've likened DMing at times to telling jokes. You can have a joke in your head that you think is the funniest thing ever, and you tell it to your friends. You get like, and then sometimes something will pop into your head randomly, and you'll tell it, and everyone just laughs. Like, I didn't even think that was that funny. That's how sessions go sometimes. Sometimes I'll have a lot of things planned out, like, oh, this is really great. And it's like putting bait, the players just won't bite on it. And other times you're like, let's just go here and see what happens. And then you do, and then we end up with this whole thing. I'm like, wow, I didn't come with anything prepared today. That was like one of the best things we've ever done.
Yeah.
Like, I ruined that whole party. I'm sorry. But, that master.
I tried to let it go. You cast it, and I was looking at it. I'm like, okay, maybe this is just kind of some flair thing she wants to do. She like wants to make an entrance through the opening with like snowflakes falling down around her. Oh, yeah, I can roll with that. And then you're like, hey, it happens like 10 degrees every 6 seconds. I'm like,
I didn't really think through. No, it was like per minute, but I didn't really think about how fast that was. I miscalculated out of character, and I'm trying to pretend like it's just my character being stupid and not me. But now you know. I didn't mean to.
Worst experience playing D&D actually was before I started this game. I had been trying for a while to get in a game as a player, and I was doing a couple of games on Roll20, and I picked one up, and they're running Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Okay.
Like, hey, and I'm talking to the DM, like, they already started. I'm like, he's like, here's where they are. I'm like, yeah, I've ran that twice. I know what everything is. He's like, cool, they're over here in the Dragon Hatchery. I'm gonna drop you like 3 rooms away in the meat locker room. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. That's where you would store a prisoner. So cool, they'll come find me. Yeah, cool. I'm in that dark room at the beginning of the session for an hour and a half.
Oh, if you wanted to join a game as a player, we have one now.
I'll talk to you about that in a moment. I have something else to add about that. But anyway, so that happens. I'm like, all right, I can't sneak myself. I'm doing it. If I was DM, I'd be doing this right now. I'd have nudged them along. I'd have reminded my players, hey, someone new's joining. I need you guys to move over here and grab them. But whatever. I'm not in the driver's seat. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. I'm gonna shut up. And then we start doing combat. And already I'm starting to point. I can't stop myself from pointing out these things when we're doing combat. Like they're doing tokens, and I'm like, if you put the little colored dots on the tokens, we can tell you what we're hitting easier. if you move this around here and you draw that line, we won't have this problem right here. And it took, after I'd stopped doing that, he go, oh, okay, yeah, that's right. He does this. I checked it at one point in time. One rotation of combat, couldn't have been more than 10 people in the rotation. Took an hour.
Ooh.
Oh,
What?
And to this day,
like
I don't
fourth
know
edition
what
nightmares.
was going on that slowed combat down so much. I have no idea. I just know, like, I looked over and it's my turn. I looked at, it's an hour past. What the hell has been going on? I've like blanked my brain. I was completely checked out.
Wow,
Yeah, that's wild.
that's crazy.
Cass,
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Cass says, as the DM's wife, I know he loves being a DM, but misses being a player.
Yeah. That's what I hear from most forever DMs.
It's true.
We
I mean-
miss being a player, but the second we go back to being a player, we realize how boring.
Oh,
It
it's not boring.
depends. It depends. As
I've gotten so used to controlling 12 things and looking like, okay, you're gonna move here, then I've got to move this, and this, to where, okay, my turn. I do this and I do this, and I sit here and I wait.
Well, I've honestly equated it to the ideology of I can shut my brain off. I can shut my brain off because of the fact that I know what I'm gonna do, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And then if you're a frontline guy, you could just shut your brain off of what's going on and be like, all right, cool, that's gonna hit. Damage done. If you're a ranged person, you're probably not gonna get hit, so you're just worrying about your attacks and possibly bonus action. For me, I like playing support characters, so that way I'm engaged in the combat, so that way I'm having to actively track people that are in the combat scenario and go, okay, their HP is low, they need to get a buff, they need to get an aura, they need to go, I need to watch out for if I need to silvery barb something or counterspell something or anything like that. That way I'm actively engaging in the combat without actively engaging in the combat.
Yeah. In regards to your guys' Monday game, I actually already run a game on Monday nights, but recent changes have my players discussing the idea of us starting to rotate DMs. One of my players wants to run Spelljammers after my current campaign runs up. That means I'll be a player, and I'll talk to Brian. It's so hard when I can't look at your name to tell who I want to talk to. I've gotten so used to just calling you Karask.
It's fair.
But I discussed with you, and I will make an effort to do like a 3-session guest appearance in one of your guys' little mini quests.
That's perfectly fine. I'll work with you on that. Like I told everybody in the chat, all of the stuff that's going on in this, I've been making sure is to what people would be doing. I mean, hell, in the first session of the campaign, literally it happened in Zobek. So it was like, why is Tourmaline gone? Like, why has he been dealing with this kind of thing? Why would he act this way? This is weird. Why would that be a scenario?
I need to make a private channel on the Discord just for me and you, where we can keep points of like, hey, this is going on here, just so we have a quick reference, so we don't cross over each other.
Yeah, and I have stuff to tell you because, whoo boy, I have stuff planned. Oh man.
I think for my last thing to close out, the last question I'll answer for you guys is one of the ones you guys asked. What's your favorite surprise or twist? And I'm going to give you the answer only the DM can answer about that. My favorite twist to this campaign hasn't happened yet.
Oh, come on!
I love that answer.
Yeah.
It's a good answer. I like it.
The worst part about being a DM is coming up with something really cool and you know will get all of your players, and knowing you can't use it for like 2 months.
True. Very
I've
true.
heard that. It's a speedrun challenge. We got to get to it.
Yeah.
When we get there, I'll remind you. You guys remember when I told you the big twist had to come up? Watch this.
I believe it. Like, I think my favorite twist was still in the first game, what you did to Chrysanthemum at the end there.
Yeah, that was fucking
That was
crazy.
awesome.
It was either that or the bone worm,
The
Oh, the
bone worm
very-
was a fun one.
where Chris's
It was what?
entire order is like, essentially like, no, you should do this, and it's like, are you sure?
I was
There-
actually trying to
always-
cooperate with them right before they made that wish.
That was,
It was
that
always
was a
the
pretty good-
idea in that because I had set up such the dichotomy between Lance and Chris that I wanted
Mhm.
both of you to be challenged by the extreme of your views.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really good.
Also, the whole scene with Soraya walking in on Oric with the Mama Yaga. I legit didn't think
Oh
it was
my
going
God.
that far, and I just was like, I really want to roll persuasion. I took expertise. Let's see how this goes. And yeah, I did not see that going as far as it did, and
Nobody
impacting
saw
so
that
many of
coming.
our campaigns.
No.
And now it's just part of our campaigns now. I just imagine he's like a house husband just puttering around.
Every time I hear Baba Yaga, I am just sitting here like, no, it's Mama Yaga. It's not
Yeah.
Baba Yaga.
Oh no,
Yeah.
my character refers to her as grandmother.
I
Yep.
do like the fact that they all have essentially created characters that have some ties, at least in a way, to the characters from season 1, if it's not just being from Midgard. Like, Briar is the daughter of Vinhorn, and Chrysanthemum is looking for Tourmaline, which is her brother. We've got Niccolo, who is one of the only people in this entire group who's actually going to be able to save them in a shipwreck scenario, and will probably be the main point of contact for Soraya's company, because he will be essentially a ship captain probably at some point. Hathaway is just a fucking set of chaos to the point literally.
Gee, I wonder whose character that is.
I wonder. To put in perspective, Brad, I literally bought a tarot deck for him. All right? Literally bought a tarot deck, and I have literally created a 30-card thing that's based on Wheel, Woe, and None. Based on this entire thing. Which does things later on down the road, but I won't tell you what they are. We have to get to that point.
One of these days, I'll make a character who's just a straight shooter and is nice and level-headed.
That's what I thought the
It won't.
fucking
No, you
Braun.
won't. No,
I
you will
tried.
not.
I always come through with the best of intentions.
I always
Oh.
trying to make a not horny character, and yet here I am. All my characters are horny.
You
Yeah.
already got Briar into bed.
That is true.
That's true.
I've already been in bed with Briar.
Mhm.
All right.
There were no seduction rolls though.
There were no seduction rolls. Sad times.
Ladies and gentlemen, our time on stream is coming to a close. I would like to thank all of you, especially, for coming on and putting your cameras on and showing your lovely faces. Except Brad. Brad will continue to be the faceless DM behind the hood and the screen. So,
Yes. There needs to be some
When we
air of
do
mystery.
Our end of campaign Q&A, I will have my webcam and stuff up.
Yes. So, thank you guys for watching so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did. I'm gonna roll the outro. You guys in the channel don't go anywhere. I think there's some stuff that we need to talk about, but yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm off camera now.
Thank you for watching A Tale of Violent Efficiency, featuring Angie as Tira, the Drow Barbarian, Ashley as Dulisimir, the fledgling succubus bard, Brandon as Ardul, the street urchin wizard, Brian as Keska, the Goliath cleric, Jeff as Lazarus, the vampire fighter, Rosie as Fauna, the elven beast-heart druid, and her owlbear companion, Nyla, and finally, Brad, our game master and storyteller. Tune in every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and make sure you join the Discord to keep up to date with art, announcements, and shenanigans. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.